Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Edge. It's Bill.
And Stephanie.
And you're on
The Edge.
Hey, how's it going, honey?
Pretty good.
How's it going with y'all out there?
Yeah.
We're so glad that you popped in today. Hey, we've got some good stuff for you. I thought today we'd start with some shout-outs, babe.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
That sounds awesome.
Because, we've been getting some email in, some e-messages.
The most exciting thing about this whole Pando launch has been getting out-of-state mail from inmates out of state.
Yeah.
That has really opened so much up.
And it surprised me because they can do something in Louisiana and Arkansas anyway that they can't do in Texas. I don't know. Maybe they can't do it anywhere else. They're able to send a request to our info@lessthantheleast.org email address and say, hey, I'd like to connect up with you.
Wow.
And in Texas, they can't do that. So in Louisiana and Arkansas, they can.
So connect up with us if you're in Louisiana.
Yeah, please. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Come on
now. We want to hear
now.
from you if you're in Texas, too.
Well, yeah. Well, I suppose that's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's where we got all this started at. But, for example, Hank Williamson, he's in Arkansas, and he connected up with us, and basically it looks like he's doing a serve-all. He's going to do all of his 25 years, it looks like. And, Hank, I just want to tell you this. God's got you in his mission field. Yeah. He's got you where he wants you. Just continue to work on your walk. Be a light where you are because he needs that there right now. And we are praying for the Williamson family and the Malone family, and we will keep you in our prayers. And we appreciate you connecting up with us. Keep us posted on how it's going, though.
Yeah.
And then Dustin Johnson, he's also in Arkansas. I think he's in Tucker, Arkansas.
Okay.
He really enjoyed the How Do You See Jesus Bible study that I did on, the 3 different ways that John recorded the word saw. He liked that. And wanted to let you know, Dustin, that we don't have a book right now, but we are just about to publish a book called The Final Round, Fighting the Good Fight of Faith.
Yeah.
And when that gets published, we'll let you know. We will keep you posted because I know you want that. And we really appreciate the feedback. And in fact, that's one of the things that we look for from you guys and gals is feedback on what you like, what you don't like. Mm-hmm. It's been interesting that different people are connecting with different things that we put up.
And for example, Shonda from Louisiana wrote us, and we love hearing from our women behind the razor wire. She says, "Good morning. Thank you for responding. I wanted to thank you, your wife, and your staff for your work in serving the Lord." What she doesn't understand is that it's our privilege.
It sure is.
Right?
Yeah.
Your podcast recently became available to us on Pando here at the Louisiana Institution for Women. I was blessed and inspired by the Ileka Interview episode. I am eager to see what else becomes available to watch. I would love to see more music videos such as the cover posted of Crowder. I have been incarcerated for 30 years and have had the opportunity to watch and listen to many podcasts. For me, what sets your podcast apart from others is your personal experience and the raw emotion that is expressed not only by you, but your wife as well. May God continue to bless you so you can keep blessing us. We don't have a script around here.
No,
we have an outline. So every episode is truly a surprise.
Yeah,
right?
Yes, we're just as anxious to see how it turns out as you are.
But what you're hearing is genuinely what is coming from our hearts. This is who we are.
Absolutely.
There's no airs put on here.
Yeah, anyone who knows this will say, yep, that's Bill and Stephanie.
Absolutely. That's them all over.
And I think it's interesting that Shonda liked both Eddie B and the music video that we put up. And by the way, that was us on there. That wasn't Crowder. That was Crowder's song, but that was us covering that song.
And then she went on to say, "It is my prayer that your mission continues to grow and many lives are touched by the way mine has been by your podcast. God bless Shonda." I love just the blessings being showered on us and the encouragement that we're being given by our brothers and sisters behind the razor wire. We need that too. So not only do we need to hear from you to help us improve our programming, but also just to this encouragement that we're receiving from you. That is the food that keeps us going.
Absolutely. We need prayers just as much as you do. So as we pray for you, you pray for us, and golly, it's a full circle thing.
Amen, right?
And I
It's a
just wanted to
happy family
let you
praying
know,
for each other.
Shonda, that we put up an episode from when Stephanie was a newbie. It's a behind the razor wire look at what it means to be a volunteer and what goes into that. And in the middle of that, we put up another music video because of your feedback. And that one, we were in studio, and for those of you in Texas, we've got a behind the razor wire prison concert tour this year, going around a variety of Texas prisons. And we were in the studio practicing, and one of the songs we were practicing, Hallelujah Feeling, thought, well, let's just record that and put that up there for Shonda. So that's especially for you. I'm sure others will hopefully enjoy it.
And forgive me during that video, because that was the first time I was ever filmed. So I was a little stiff and...
Oh, you're talking about the old one, not the
old
Hallelujah
one.
Feeling. Yes.
Yeah, the old one. That was the first time that you ever filmed me, I believe.
It was. And I
Yeah.
also thought it was interesting that you talked about how I do testimonies and some other things, but you just sing.
Yeah.
Let me tell you all, that has changed. And Brody's in here making all kinds of
He
noise,
is.
chewing on a bone. So I apologize for that, y'all. He loves to chew on bones, and he loves to trap them on the floor so you hear the... Well, Brody's our good boy. He's a golden doodle.
And he hates it when Mommy takes it away from him.
Yes, he does. Don't we all? So anyway, we will continue to upload content. Oh, she's going to let Brody come in. Yeah, there you go. You
There
get
we
a good look at Brody. There's our
my
Brody boy, our golden doodle.
Yeah, here he is.
Such a little puppy. He was
Say hi to
he
the
was little when he
people.
got him. Now he's as big as me.
Yeah.
Well, not as big around, but he's as big as me.
Yeah, he's got a way to go for that.
Yeah. All right, I want to do a few more shout outs.
Yeah.
You read a letter, I'm going to read a letter.
Okay.
And this one is from a friend of mine. I was incarcerated with this guy, Aaron Firkin. He's at the Ramsey unit, and I sent him a JPay saying, "Hey, Aaron, we're on Pando." And he sent this back. He said, "Hi, Bill and Stephanie. Got your email. You guys look great. Already subscribed and already marked several as watched." You know, if you're watching this, please press on that mark as watched for us. And if you feel moved to give your life to Christ, tap on that accept Christ, go through the prayer, and again say, "I'm ready to give my life to Jesus." God bless you for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, "Good to hear from y'all. Y'all are the only ones I subscribe to, though I watch some of the others." He said, "Hope y'all are doing okay. Stephanie got her some style and that hair now. You go, girl." As you guys know, I was a barber/stylist out there. Well, blessed to be a blessing. Your brother in Christ, Aaron. Aaron, we miss you, man. We got to get back down there and see you again sometime.
And thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, she is styling that hair, though, ain't she?
I appreciate it.
And I'm styling my no-hawk. Yeah.
I'm styling your no hawk.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm his barber now. It's easy.
She's a barber too now.
It's the less hair, the better. The
That's a
easier to
fact.
do.
No lying there. All right, I want to say hello to the guys at the Duncan unit
Yes.
too, and this will be our last
We
shout
miss
out for
you.
today. We do miss you. We won't be able to be there this month or this coming month, February, because of the concert tour.
Yeah.
But we will be back one of these days. But I wanted to say hi to Michael Allen, Jose Ledesma, Teddy Ackland, Ignacio Gonzalez, Ronnie Morrison, Stephen Grogg, Alvin Mumford, Michael Chastain, Jason McCord, Joshua Smith, and then you've got some.
Clifford Glenn, Napoleon Flores, Frank Garcia, Daniel Crawford, Carl Peacock, Eric Jimenez, Kevin Muhammad, and John Carrasquillo.
We wanted to say hi to those guys because they went through our Worship Vision workshop and did a lot of hard work in that workshop to get their worship team united.
We had a lot of fun with them during that weekend.
We really did. And, you know, I've heard from Frank Garcia several times. He's written a few emails already about the podcast, and we appreciate that feedback from y'all.
We sure
so
do.
please keep it coming.
Yeah. And we look forward to seeing you all again soon.
And if you haven't written us, please do. We'll put up our address up here so that you can write to us. And for those of you that you can feel free to reach out to us at info@lessthantheleast.org. That is normally the email address that's used by Brother Nathaniel for the Bibles Behind Bars program. But hey, it works. That's all that matters, right? And then now we want to talk about the show that we've got for you today.
Yeah.
This is a doozy.
It really is.
We were at a graduation for the Community Reentry Network program.
It was Erica Moses'
Yes.
graduation, as a matter of fact.
Yes, she was Erica Moses.
Was.
Yes, she's married now. Erica and Brian, we just saw them last night at the Celebrate Recovery at Tallywood Baptist Church. And she was graduating from that program and invited us to come, and we went, and we were blown away. This is part of the Houston Health Department, and it's a program for people that are in Houston that are coming out of prison and getting back into society. And Dr. Ileka, who is the division manager for that program, agreed to come on the podcast, talk about the program, tell you how if you're going to be paroling out to Houston, how you can get hooked up in that program. And let me tell you, it is a hookup for a step up, right?
It sure is. This whole program is not one group. It is several different businesses, organizations, and ministries, and whatever
politicians
else, politicians and everything else that have come together to benefit the returning inmate, the person that's coming out to this side of the razor wire.
Our outmates.
Our outmates.
That's right. All outmates.
All outmates.
And we're gonna talk with Dr. Ileka, and then we'll be done.
Yeah.
So let's turn it over to Dr. Ileka.
I told
now.
you, surprise every time. Surprise.
You never know what's going to come out, if anything. God bless. Here you go. Enjoy. Yeah, Dazzle.
Now from BTN Studios, the Biblical Truth Network presents The Edge, a prison ministry podcast from Less Than the Least Ministries.
What an honor it is to welcome Dr. Gerald Ileka, the division manager of the Community Reentry Network program from the Houston Health Department, Harris Health, and
say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
That program is amazing. We got to witness that firsthand with Erica.
Yeah, we sure did. Just that day of watching the graduation was just so amazing for us to see that kind of a network that is so successful.
It was amazing, and the number of community people that are involved in that was kind of an eye opener.
So encouraging.
Well. So, Dr. Ileka, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we get into the program specifically, give us a little bit of background about you, and then how you got involved with this program, and then we'll talk about the specifics of the program.
First of all, I want to thank you for inviting me. This is an honor, and thank you for actually coming to participate in our last graduation. I am a division manager with the City of Houston under the canopy of Houston Health Department. This program, I lead a team of 14 people that help formerly incarcerated citizens that are returning to make their transition journey smooth. How did I get in here? I have been with the city for a little over 6 years. And in the past 5 years of my career with the city, I was working and serving as an administrative supervisor with the health center operations. But before then, I worked with Texas Department of Criminal Justice for 5 years, where I was a training sergeant and also a lieutenant in one of the units, Keegan's unit. So this kind of informed my background, my passion, my understanding of the criminal justice system, and as well from the public health perspective, I see the struggle of incarceration as one of the major social determinants of health. And again, in paying attention to building up stronger families and stronger communities. So that actually informs me, raising my hand that I want to participate in the program. Hence, I was given the opportunity in February last year to lead this effort. So that's how I got here.
Awesome. And what a great connection. You know, we do ministry at Keegan ISF in downtown Houston, and been good friends with Chaplain Hightower there for some time. He was there, then he went to, I think it was Stringfellow, and now he's back there again. So, yeah.
I was just completely unaware that Houston Health was involved in any kind of reentry.
Yeah, that was a surprise to me too.
We can't be the only prison ministry that's
unaware of that.
That is completely unaware of that fact.
Actually, this program was established in 2008. It is a community reentry network program. So this is a collection of different agencies, different community partners to come on to form this, strong bond and overlap each other to providing different services. We call it one-stop shop where people can come in and kind of navigate through their personal needs. So it's not just Houston Health Department, but since 2008, we are creating a safe space for agencies and community partners to come along with us and provide the services.
I love it.
Well, I do too. And I can tell you that Less Than the Least Ministries wants to be one of those partners with you. Yeah. We have a response program to help returning citizens, and this last year we helped with things like personal computers and cell phones and clothes and food and transportation and emergency kinds of things. Yeah. I'm stuck and I'm not going to make it back in time. I need an Uber, that kind of stuff. And so we definitely want to partner with you on that. And as a former returning citizen myself, I can tell you that I wish I had known about you.
Yeah.
Because I got out in 2015 and I had to do it all on my own. Well, fortunately, I had Less Than the Least Ministries to help me in my reentry process. So we're definitely going to be one of your partners, and we'll have to talk about that. Tell us a little bit, though, that Ileka was graduating from a program. So I get the feeling that there's also some programmatic elements, some classes and that kind of thing. Can you tell us a little bit about what that's about?
Beautiful. I would say that, first of all, our mission is to really work with our community partners, have a plan, implement an effective strategies to reduce recidivism, and we also pay attention to our communities. So while we're doing that, we're increasing public safety, and then our main ultimate goal is successfully assisting returning citizens to become better persons and stronger individuals that will build more productive and contributing members of the society at large. And we do that by provision of different programs. First of all, we serve a whole person. And for us to identify who that person is, we do a lot of assessments, behavioral assessment, mental health assessment, medical histories, then design a plan. Based on this plan, the counselors would determine which of the programs they would send you to in order to achieve those goals and time frames as well. So we have evidence-based programs.
So it's not really a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
No.
Very individualized.
Yes, it is individualized during the assessment to understand. It's kind of an equitable approach to know that what Mr. A needs is not what Mr. B needs. And if somebody is coming out not having GED with 7th grade education, I'm not pushing him to go and start an employment that would set him up for failure, right? Sure. If somebody is coming out with mental health issues that needs to be addressed, I'm not pushing him to get an employment because that person is not going to be sustainable. If somebody is seeking an employment, I have to make sure that the person gets it before talking about housing in order to make payment every month, right? So that is what we are talking about. It's kind of an equitable approach to understanding what the needs are and then push them to the programs that would actually help them achieve those goals. That would be the evidence-based, programs that we have. Most of it is just to change the mindset of the individuals that will help them, give them the soft skills and tools that will help them to navigate through the hardship and challenges and barriers that come with just the normal society, how much more with the background, right? And then we have the job readiness. This job readiness, goes through level of your literacy, whether you need GED or not, level of you having to go into GED. Are we pushing you to some other skills acquisitions? Um, Computer literacy. How do you apply for jobs? How do you interview for jobs? How do you dress to go to a job? How do you keep the job when you go? A lot of things, we work with community partners to make this happen. Even how do you dress? We send people to our community partners that dress them up for interviews and for jobs. Um, Peer support groups, who can tell the story if not people that have lived the experience? Yes, we can come into the classroom and tell them what the curriculum says and do all that sort of stuff, but we have shown a bit level of evidence that peer support is really, really quite impactful. So we bring peer support together twice virtually a week and twice in person, virtually to allow people who work to attend. So it's a safe space where they come on and talk about their barriers, continuous barriers and the past barriers that they faced and share insights, how they navigated through that and build strong bond, brotherhood, sisterhood, strong network about themselves.
Great.
Yeah. And then we have family reunification. We understand that people are gone for years, and a lot of things that led to being incarceration kind of divide families, kind of ruin relationships, and returning from home, you need family support. You need family support. So we kind of have a safe space once a month where family members come together and talk about that. One thing that we bear in mind is that we can be in the program and continue to tell them that they give yourself time to actualize this, give yourself time to learn how to become better before you get a job, give yourself time to get clean before we talk about employment. What we found is that we tell them that narrative, but when they go home, that person that they're staying with is telling them, go get a job. You need a job to contribute in this household. So that becomes counterproductive. But when we bring them in this family reunification arena, we are on the same page. So it becomes another partnership to lead this person to the goal and plan that we've established.
A question about that, because I'm sure that you run into those cases, though, where there are people reentering society whose families have written them off. And so they don't have that support network. Are there other alternatives for them to build some kind of support system that's maybe not family related, but helps provide those same kinds of things that people need?
Thank you so much for asking that question, because we have a slang that blood does not really determine family. So we do run into those challenges. But having said that, we encourage them to bring anybody who plays a role in your life, anybody who is a mentor who you look up to, who, even if it's your nephew, your niece, your friend, your pastor, anybody becomes that family. So not necessarily your blood relatives, right? Because exactly what you stated, most of the times or the doings that led to incarceration ruined those relationships. And gradually, through the case management, we try to tap into rebuilding those relationships. The father that left the son when he was 4 and returns after 20 years, the son probably would not have an open arm. And we softly go through the mom, go through the grandma, go through the people who probably will help us get that, and gradually give that person skills and how to be patient and how to be self-accountable, So it is a soft ground and a gradual process and a long-term investment for that to happen. But yes,
you can provide a context that's different than what the family experienced before they went in, as they go through the various programs and the growth processes with you guys. You can help mitigate some of the apprehension that the family members might have based on the past to help bridge that gap a little bit then.
Yes, a clear example would be a client that is having issues with the mom that he stays in because the mom thinks that he needs to go get a job and contribute to the utility. And he kept telling the mom that the job will come, but he needs to complete this program. And he was riding a bus for like 3 hours to get to us. And he really wanted us to bring the mom to understand what this program was all about. So we put a call across and convinced the mom to come. She attended one of our family reunification, and till he finished, the mom was driving him to the program, was
Great.
bringing him to the program. Um, there are other moms that are difficult to get or have other work schedules that would not allow them to. But this is one of the success stories that really turns the whole narrative. The pressure was dropped, and the gentleman has a job with the city right now. So that is a clear scenario that it actually works.
Thing that really struck me was how many good jobs are available through your partners for returning citizens. It was incredible to me to see what city of Houston? What? Decent money? What are you talking about? So that was one of the things that really struck me. And getting back to the discussion on families, I would think that once the families really understand the process of what you're trying to accomplish, that it kind of would take a lot of the pressure and heat off of them to be the ones that are guiding it, because they don't really know how to guide this
That's
person
true.
that's been out of their
point.
home all these years. So it's really, I would think it takes a load off. It would for me.
I totally agree. Yes, ma'am, it does. Yeah, and it makes the whole process easier for the participant and actually helps the person to focus on the right things other than those, I don't want to call it negative distractions, but distractions that
Yeah.
could make them to return to their old doings in order to bring up money to pay bills.
Mhm.
Yeah, or to not only that, but to give up a
Yes.
program that will lead them to success
Right.
because of the pressures of the real world that get put upon them to.
Yeah.
And I suppose you probably still have some that just really aren't
Stuck in their ways.
Yeah, they're kind of stuck in their ways and aren't ready to make the commitment and see it all the way through. Can you maybe, and I know you've got more to go, but can you kind of give us a feel for what percentage of people that start your program actually complete it and get back on the right track?
So I would say our last year, fiscal year, we reported at least over 68%
That's
um, that are completed. And we reported that because sometimes people enroll and they start coming and they get a job. So when they get a job, that becomes a good success. So they would not really necessarily finish the program, but they they earned employment and moved on.
Yeah.
So, but we count it as a success, but we don't put that in the data of people who completed the program.
okay.
So it's not kind of a holistic narrative, but
See,
there are and it's voluntary. It's voluntary. Some of our participants do have challenges of transportation, so we go ahead and provide transportation means by giving them bus passes if we can, and people who have people that drop them, we give gas cards so that they can buy gas to come. We tend to address those little barriers that would stop them from coming, but generally we have a high success rate, be it people gaining appointment or people moving away from the city due to employment that would make them to drop off.
Gotcha.
excellent.
Yeah.
Now I know you had something else you wanted to bring up there. That's then I
Yes, I wanted to kind of share more insights as to other programs that we provide. Aside the family reunification, we also provide anger management class. Um, it's a way of knowing your emotions. Sometimes we receive that from the court. It's court mandated or parole mandated. And but for us as well, when we identify that, when we help you to identify that you need to work on your anger, because we use kind of motivational interview, it's easier for people to just hear what you want them to do and they go think about it, and sometimes would not want to do it. But when you guide them through to identify with you that it's important for them to do it, then the buy-in is bigger. So the anger management, we also help them to come on and agree that this is going to be part of their plan. So we offer that. It's a 3 weeks course, 12 weeks course with a curriculum that help people to have soft skills to deal with the anger over the time. We acknowledge that immediately after graduation, you're not going to turn into this new person that doesn't have anger issues. But with the case management, we continue to address those triggers and tend to help them navigate through that process.
And is that a cognitive behavioral therapy kind of program? Is it CBT oriented or?
Yes, it is cognitive therapeutic. It is the two counselors that teach that, they are certified on how to navigate that emotional, should I say, struggle, acknowledgement, and then struggle for temper, which I tell them, the participant, that everyone has tendencies to be angry. If you are able to be happy, you can be angry. But now what you do with the emotions is what we're talking about, how to handle that emotions. So another one is the counseling one-on-one. One-on-one counseling through our partners. We provide a safe space for people to talk about their traumas over the years. Even before incarceration, people face traumas bottled up. But just being in the prison alone is traumatic. Spending a night in the prison is traumatic because you are going to be there on survival mode. So we acknowledge that to really have a fertile soil to help people become better, we just want to address those experiences. So those kind of experiences are addressed in our one-on-one counseling with our partner that comes here twice a week. Then the case management aspect of it, like I told you, we do the assessment, we establish a plan and goal. It doesn't stop there. The case managers pick those plans, keep a tap on them, follow through, reschedule, ask to make sure they met the appointment. And this links up to the resource and referrals and linkages, be it the legal linkage, behavioral health and mental health linkages, medical care linkage, food, whatever you can think of is just a holistic approach. The ones that we can provide in-house, we have partners that we refer them to, but we just don't refer. We follow through to make sure, and that's part of the case management that is geared towards the plan.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
and I suspect you have some kind of time management and finance management aspects as well.
Of course, glad that you asked it. I said we help people to get a job, but we help them to also keep a job. So when we say that our class is at 10 o'clock, we expect that you come in before 10. Because when we have you to go to a job, your supervisor, your manager expects you to. So every element of what we're doing, it's kind of, we're chipping in the reality that is outside there, right? When you're in the classroom, you're not using your phone because at work, you're not expected to use your phone, right? And then we talk about the financial management. We are partnering with one of our community partners. We used to provide this before COVID, but we've not been able to continue that. But we are working on starting that. I think next week, we're going to start conversations about financial management. We're having a lot of people on board and getting jobs, but again, we don't want that money to create a problem. So we are engaging our community partners to come on and talk to them about financial literacy, how to save money, and how to manage their finances.
that's amazing.
It really is. Golly, I wish I had known about you guys.
Things that are so important. Even just thinking about the anger management aspect, that lack of being able to control our emotions it just affects every single aspect of our lives, our jobs, our relationships, everything. So, how the community at large perceives us. So, it's so important. And that's such a valuable service that you guys provide.
It really is.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
how do have you got more before I have
No. This is
how
just a nutshell of help. Yeah.
now how do people find out about you
Yeah.
and get involved? Who do they contact? Where do they go? Is it your website or is it through parole? I'm not sure how it works. So how do people say, "Hey, I want to be part of this"?
Yeah.
Yes, this is a very good question. Like I said, we are under the City of Houston Health Department. So if you want to get us, the simplest way to do is to call us. Call
Okay.
this phone number, 832-393-5467, and someone will be able to answer any question that is related to the community reentry program. Our location is at 4802 Lockwood Drive, Houston, Texas, 77026. It is the Kashmir MSC, Kashmir Gardens MSC. Um, our website that you could go to and get more information, it's hdhhs.reentry@houstontx.gov.
We'll put all that up on the
Yep.
screen for you. Now, for our incarcerated brothers and sisters who are still locked up and looking to get out, that want to put this in their parole plan, and maybe want to see when classes start or what availability is and all that, how do they get in touch with you?
This
Can
is
they
so
write a letter
beautiful.
somewhere?
It is so beautiful. They can write us a letter. We receive letters, but you know what? We are working with TDCJ right now. We are starting to go into the prisons by February. We'll be going to the units where a whole bunch of the people coming into Harris County are released from, which is the Panlinchna and Plain State. And we are extending that to Keegan's as well. Um,
Excellent. And
so
we go to all three of those units.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I would actually invite you all to join our meetings, monthly meetings, so that with this effort, we kind of overlap each other and we have a holistic approach to serving the community. So we want to start touching people 90 days at least before they are released to establish relationship, to start sharing that information and give them hope and path so that upon release they know exactly what they are walking into. They know kind of they have a plan
Yes.
without
Yeah.
just walking into some wallow endless entity. So by February we'll start doing that, and we are also working towards having our program established in the TDCJ podcast and also TDCJ newspapers. So I understand that they have iPads now. When I was there, there were no iPads.
Yes,
So
they do.
that is a great addition. So we want to use that to really disseminate information about us so that when people are coming out, they know actually where to find us.
Wonderful.
And you're going to be on those tablets through this podcast.
Yes.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So we're getting a crack at him first.
Yeah, exactly.
And it won't be exclusive, but it will certainly be the first.
Yeah.
Great.
We're helping announcing you coming into TDCJ. That's
Yeah.
Great.
Wonderful.
Great.
So what else should people know? Not just people who are getting out, but we have a lot of volunteers who watch this, and maybe they'll have some questions, or they mentor inmates, they answer prayer requests. What else should they know about your program and how to funnel people to you and that kind of thing?
In a nutshell, what I hear you say is why CRNP? Why come to CRNP? There are a few things I want to point out that makes this program not a miracle place, but it's a place that when you come to, you are not going to be the same when you leave, because we serve the whole person. We serve you in such a way that you would add something to you and you start giving it to your families. So there will be a stronger bond of families in our communities, and then the society will be strong, right? So that's what we're paying attention to. And then through the one-on-one counseling, those traumas will be addressed. We want to make this ground so fertile that whatever we are planting will germinate and bring out some out positive outcomes. The referrals and linkages that we have is large. Food crisis, we have a lot of partners that are willing to open their doors. If you come to us, we will link you to them and follow through to make sure that you receive those services. The support environment. The environment is a safe space. When you come to us, is a no judgment place. Most of our staff have gone through the same, incarceration. So we understand the struggle. So when you come to us, you're coming to a family. The assistance in making positive life decisions. We are not coming to just change you, but we're giving you tools that in the next 20 years, you'll be a master that you could help other people and become mentors and become credible messengers in our communities. And the last is we understand that socioeconomic empowerment is very important. When you don't have money, when you can't eat, when you can't have shelter over your head, every other thing, it's not that relevant. So we want to make sure that we give people tools for career development. It's not just giving you a job, but making sure you are in a path of career that would sustain you and sustain your families. So that is why you need to come to CRNP. City of Houston is a program that is dear to City of Houston, and under the Houston Health Department, as a social determinant of health, we understand that when people are given the right resources, their health outcomes are better. The families are better. When parents are having a good job, they are under insurances and their kids are insured. They can provide health services, they can provide better food, they live in a better environment. So that's why it is very dear to us.
And what I hear you saying is for those people that are incarcerated who say to themselves, when I got locked up, it was the Flintstones out there. Now it's the Jetsons. And I have no idea how to fill out an application. I have no idea how to find a place to live. I have no idea how to handle this. I have no idea how to do
Use
that.
a computer.
You help them do all of those things, and you can assess what things they need, right, and help them get on a path to success, which mitigates their likelihood of failure and recidivism and going back to prison.
Yes, sir. That is a summary of it.
So it is a win-win for everybody, because without that, the people that come out become a drag on society.
It's not just a tool in the tool belt. It's the whole belt.
It is. Yes. It is the whole belt loaded with tools.
Filled.
Yep. Filled to the brim. And, we have a saying, that we are just tools for Jesus.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're the hammer and sometimes we're the nail.
Tools are tools. They are pulled out as needed.
And so the way you link different things together, and do a holistic approach to reentry is really refreshing.
Yeah,
I'm so grateful that we've gotten the opportunity to talk with you and find out about this very valuable program that seems to be hidden under a bushel, or it was to me. Yeah, it really is.
That we went that day. Yeah.
And so we appreciate you and what you do. And Dr. Ileka, thank you so much for coming on the edge to explain all this. I know we're going to get a lot of responses and reactions to this, and when we do, we're gonna let you know, and we'll have you on at another time, and maybe talk about specifically some specific success stories, because we want to get updates also for how things are going at the different units and that kind of thing. So please don't don't forget us. And we do want to come meet with you,
Absolutely. I'd love to
especially at
attend
Listener
those
and Keegan's. We want to do those for sure. And then we have volunteers that go to Plain State at Dayton with Chaplain Rebick there. We have a starting point class, and we're going to have other classes. And
Yeah,
we
we
do
have
church
a
services.
large presence there.
Yeah. So we look forward to partnering with you.
Yeah.
Yes. Before I go, I really I picked up this, this quote from one of the past graduates. I want to read it. It's kind of a success testament as how the program, impacted his life. And I'm going to quote him. It's not easy coming out as a felon and finding a job to take care of your family. This program gave me hope when everyone else had given up on me. It gave me something to look forward to and confidence in myself to be a responsible man, to support my family, and make life better. I'm thankful, and I want to show people behind me there is a way.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, that really sums it up.
It's a great testament.
It really is. Dr. Ileka, thank you very much. God bless you, and we will be in touch.
Yes.
Bless you too.
Beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Yes, right. The way God works. He just makes those all the time.
Thank you guys for inviting us.
Thank you.
Hi, thanks for joining us today on The Edge, a Less Than the Least Ministries podcast.
We'll see you next time right here on The Edge.